Today I'm going to do a summary lesson on equations and missing values. We did some examples in class, and I'm going to do a few more. So in each of the problems today, you're going to be given an equation, and then you're going to be given two different tasks. So one task would be to find y if you have an x value, and the second task would be to find x if you have a y value. So in order to do part A, we'll work to the right of the problem for part A. And when you do your work today, always copy the equation before you begin to solve it. And when you do that, then you're going to read the directions, and you're finding y if x is equal to 12. So you're going to take the 12 and you're going to substitute it in here. So before you do that, you have to remember that between the 4 and the x is multiplication. You can put a dot there if that helps you. So to solve this, we're going to say y is equal to 100 minus 4 times 12. 4 times 12 is 48. So y is equal to 100 minus 48. 100 minus 48 is 52. So y is 52 when x is 12. So now for part B, we're going to copy the equation again. Y equals 100 minus 4x. So I'm going to shrink this up a little bit. So I can work over here for part B. The difference on part B is we're given the y value instead of the x value. So we have to work backwards to solve this equation. We have to put the 64 in place of the y. So 64 is equal to 100 minus 4x. When you solve a problem like that, the idea is to figure out what x value makes the right-hand side 100. So if we imagine this is just a missing value, what number would we have to take from 100 to get 64? You have to think about that, and hopefully you remember to use inverse operations, because 100 subtract 64, if you work that out, you get 36. So we need the missing value behind that box to be 36. In other words, when we move the box away, we need 4x. This part has to be equal to 36, because we know 100 take away 36 is 64. So once you figure that out, you just take what's in the box and set it equal to what you need. And now you ask yourself, 4 times what is 36? Some of you will know right away the answer is 9. If that's not something that you can do right away, remember the opposite of multiplication is division. So you have to do 36 divided by 4 to get the 9. So we kind of zoom out a little bit. When y is 64, we figure out that x equals 9. We're going to check our work now. So on part B, to check, see if we did it right, we're going to say y equals 100 minus 4, and instead of x, we're going to put 9 there. Order of operations tells us we have to multiply first. So 4 times 9 is 36. And if I just do some traditional subtraction, I get 64. So y equals 64. So we did the problem right. We're going to practice again. Here's a second example. We want to do 2 parts again. The easier part is to find y if x is 10. So again, we'll just work off to the side here. Y equals 2 times x plus 30. If x is 10, we're going to say y equals 2 times 10 plus 30. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 plus 30 is 50. So y equals 50. For part B, you have to work a little harder. So for part B, we're going to copy the problem. Y equals 2x plus 30. And we have to find x if y is 60. So we're going to place y with 60. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did before with this box. We're going to imagine what needs to be behind the box. What number do I need to add to 2x? 2x plus what will give me 60? I'm sorry, I did that wrong. What number do I need to add to 30? Lost my focus there. 30 plus what is equal to 60? So I know that I need this to be 30 because I know 30 plus 30 makes 60. So what that tells me is 2x has to be equal to 30. So I'm going to take 2x and make it equal to 30. So 2 times something has to be equal to 30. Some of you will know that 2 times 15 is equal to 30. If you can't do that in your head, you have to do 30, and then the inverse of multiply is divide, and you'll get 15. Final answer, x equals 15. To check your work, especially because it's easy to make a mistake. I almost made a mistake. I'm going to go back to the original equation, y equals 2x plus 30. And I'm going to plug in my 15 here. Y equals 2 times 15 plus 30. 2 times 15 is 30. 30 plus 30 is 60. Y equals 60, which is what the original problem told us. So I know I did the problem right. I'm going to do one more example. Find y if x is equal to 20. So again, I'm going to do part A over here. Y equals 2.5 times x minus 25. I'm going to let x be 20. So y equals 2.5 times 20 minus 25. So I have to multiply 2.5 times 20. So 2 times 2.5 is 5. So 20 times 2.5 is 50. So my final answer, y equals 25. If you didn't follow the mental math that I did to get the 50, you could just check it up here, 2.5 times 20. Put in your placeholder. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So 1 decimal place, and we get 2.5 times 20 is 50. That's the final answer for part A. For part B, we're going to copy the problem. Y equals 2.5 times x minus 25. We have to solve the problem when y is 35. So I'm going to put 35 over here. 35 equals 2.5x minus 25. So I have to figure out what number, take away 25, will give me 35. So to think about that a little bit, let me move a little bit of this over. Put a line down the middle here. Keep our work organized. So if you haven't figured it out, it has to be a number that's bigger than 25. And since I'm doing subtraction over here, I'm going to do the inverse operation, do a little scratch work, and think about my inverse operation. 35 plus 25 makes 60. So that would tell us that 60 take away 25 is equal to 35. So the number that I need here has to be 60. So I'm going to say that 60 has to be, oh, look at that. Got a little bit of raised. Equal to 2.5x. This has to be 60. So that's the next problem that I have to think of. This is a harder problem. So since the operation here is multiply, I'm going to do the opposite, and I'm going to divide. So I'm going to do 60 divided by 2.5. And as you guys know, you can move the decimal, put in a 0. 25 goes into 60 twice. Break down the 0, 25 goes into 100 4 times. That tells us x must be 24. That's a bonus level problem. Let's check our work. $60 equals 2.5 times x. And I'm going to check it by putting in my 24 for x. So I can do that traditional multiplication over here. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Placeholder. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. Add. 1 digit after the decimal. So I just confirmed that this is 60. So I know it works. Your job today is to try these problems. They're posted on the website. Come back with questions.